Hump Day to everybody. The month of June moving quickly on out of here, but we're still rolling through the offseason on the hottest show on the streets, giving you that Bama flavor in your ear. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Happy to have you all in here checking us out on today. We're bringing you the show from the magic city of Birmingham, streaming this to you on YouTube. Speaking of the channel, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up right now. Hit that like button, smash, subscribe, make this your show, your network platform, channel, and space to talk Bama. Turn all of those post notifications on. Hit that little bell so that way you miss absolutely nothing on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. Got you covered also on Facebook and Twitter as well, streaming to you this show. We got a cool one today. Got a really cool one. Really good. We got a fantastic guest coming on here in just a little bit. And also, we'll be talking a little bit about Bryce Young at the Manning Passing Academy. Will be there on tomorrow, either as a camp counselor or as a participant. And we've seen in the Saban era at Alabama, we've seen a couple of quarterbacks that chose to attend the Manning Passing Academy and how that's gone a long way into helping those particular signal callers help the Crimson Tide to a national championship. And then also, does Bama take over New York City in terms of the 2022 Heisman Trophy presentation? I see Bama putting multiple guys in New York this time around, and there's even a few Heisman dark horse candidates that I feel like would be really, really big here for your Crimson Tide. But as always, want to hear from you. 205-448-1358. But I'm going to call in to let your voice be heard on the show. 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. Want to hear from you. That daily super chat go, $75 daily super chat go. And with that super chat go, when you donate, there's a new feature addition to the show called Dancing Steven. So for all donators out there, when you drop that love there in the chat, the TDA has, President Whalen says, Dancing Steven will get down to business, getting down at the bottom portion here of the screen. So Danny Super Chat go, there's $75. Appreciate the love and the support there coming from you guys. But we get right now to topic number one of the conversation, John, and that being one Bryce Young is headed to the Manning Passing Academy coming up here on tomorrow. And the cool thing about the Passing Academy is, though it's done by, got Archie Manning, Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, Cooper Manning, the whole Manning family puts on the Manning Passing Academy in Louisiana. The cool thing about it is during the summer, it teaches young quarterbacks about the maturity of the game, the playbook of the game, the leadership, all the ins and outs of what makes a quarterback special. And we see this because Archie Manning, Mississippi legend, college football legend, SEC legend, played in the NFL. We see this with Peyton and Eli Manning, both of these two SEC legends, college football legends, Super Bowl champions, Super Bowl MVPs, and both will go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But when I look at this where Alabama football is concerned, Coach Saban has had a couple of quarterbacks to attend the Passing Academy, and it's gone a long way into helping the Crimson Tide win a national championship and win those national championships with starting quarterbacks. In particular, I remember A.J. McCarron, two-time national championship starting quarterback, 2011 and 2012. And during his time at Alabama, he was at the Manning Passing Academy. And he, wowed the Manning family with his leadership, with his passing ability, with his expertise as a quarterback, with his mentality, with his mindset, with his competitive nature and fire. Like A.J. McCarron went out there and really took to the Passing Academy, and that went a long way into helping him pace the Crimson Tide to be a national champion. The same thing in 2017 You look at one Jalen Hurts. He went to the Manning Passing Academy. And though in the national championship game. Yes, he was benched for Tua Tagovailoa in the second half of that 2018 title game against Georgia. But the point being, Jalen helped the Crimson Tide win. He helped and assisted the Crimson Tide to the college football playoff, where it did beat Clemson in the Sugar Bowl. Helped the Crimson Tide to the national championship, where it did win the national title, and it all stemmed from, Hurts attending that Manning Passing Academy. Now, of course, if not for the COVID pandemic shortening the 2020 season, the 2020 campaign, I'm pretty sure Mac Jones would have been at the Manning Passing Academy. We could be throwing his name in there. I want to say Jacob Coker attended the 2015 Passing Academy. I could be wrong, but I want to say I want to say that Jacob Coker was there, but I will fact check that for a later time. But A.J. McCarron and Jalen Hurts were both at the Manning Passing Academy. So when I look at Bryce Young here, what will this do for him, right? That's the big question. He's trying to become a national championship starting quarterback for your Alabama football program. So him attending this academy, him getting that opportunity to learn and glean from Archie Manning, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, like what does this do for Bryce Young? What does this mean for him? Now, recently, he was at a passing camp in California, Santa Monica. Was out there at one of those elite passing camps, having fun, doing his thing, gleaning, understanding in that aspect. But going to a place where you are surrounded, right, with quarterback wisdom. You're surrounded with SEC wisdom. You're surrounded by NFL wisdom. How will this make Bryce better in terms of leadership, in terms of passing mechanics, in terms of getting even more of a feel for dominating in adverse, crazy environments? Because he was in quite a few of those last year. And you look at going down to the Swamp, Ben Hill, Griffin Stadium, Gainesville, Florida. Went down to the place known as Aggie Land, Kyle Field, College Station, Texas. Went down to Jordan-Hare of the Iron Bowl. Now, of course, he smiled in Jordan-Hare. He laughed at the face of Jordan-Hare. Alabama was able to get that 24-22 victory in the 4 overtime period. So, for much of what it's worth, Bryce was able to go down there and a lot of those hostile environments and still got the job done more times than not. But, for him, how will the Manning Passing Academy help him in the ultimate goal, which is trying to win a national championship as a starting quarterback? And we'll see on tomorrow as he takes that journey there to Louisiana. But the big picture here is when he returns from the Passing Academy, what lessons does he take to bring to Bill O'Brien, right? Because that's the big thing. This relationship between Bryce and Bill O'Brien. U.S. fans have spoken on this all off season long. The creativity where Bill O'Brien is concerned, right? Having the run game, trust the run game, you got to run the football, yes. But the creativity also in the passing game. There was creativity with Lane Kiffin. There was creativity with Steve Sarkisian. There was creativity with Brian Daboll and Michael Locksley. What is that creativity going to look like with Bill O'Brien and Bryce Young? And can this duo, can this tandem mesh together, getting Alabama that national championship in Bryce Young's second year as a starting quarterback and in Bill O'Brien's second year as the offensive play caller? What will Bryce gain from the Passing Academy that he could give to Bill O'Brien and ensuring that this offense, this team, this group returns to the college football playoff stage and finishes everything, hoisting that CFP championship trophy? But it's going to be fun to watch all of this kind of unfold tomorrow Bryce Young makes his way down to Louisiana for the Manning Passing Academy. Looking forward to all the updates coming from that. But we take a break right here on the show. Don't touch that dial. We're just getting started. Upon our return, we go to the phone lines to grab your thoughts, your chats, your conversations, and we get introduced to Dancing Steven. We get to that after this.
You're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith, brought to you by We Own the Fourth Quarter. Get your four-finger bling necklace today by visiting weownthefourthquarter.com. Throw them foes up.
9 players have teamed up and released the Alabama Team Paper, which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
We're back in, folks, to the action from the break. Coming number one for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Happy to have you guys checking us out on today. Before we take your calls, we got some super chats to get to. So we start off with my man Bill from New York, the Big Apple. Big Bill, that $5 donation. Dancing Steven's going off right now on the desk. Appreciate my man Bill from New York, that $5 donation. Behind Bill, we got Waylon, the president, with that $4.989 in the super chats. Appreciate that love there coming from Waylon. And we got Jamie Wilhelm with another $4.989 in the super chat. Showing love here. Appreciate you guys firing us up on this evening. That daily super chat goal, $75 daily. Super chat goal. Appreciate all of you. But now, we go to the phone lines to grab your calls. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. We grab this call here. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
It's hump day. It's hump day. Get down to Emily's, get you a piece of pound cake. It tastes great today. David, you're going to have to get that down. You're going to have to get that off the screen.
I mean, Waylon is crazy, man. I mean, it's crazy. The ideas keep flowing, but hey, that's what we do, man. We come up with ideas. We let those things flow. But man, 73 days to Bama, Utah State, and it's a day for Evan Neal and Big John Hanna. Gotta show some love to John Hanna.
Yeah, John Hanna, he was the best. I'm still laughing. I can't. You're gonna have to blame John for this. Yeah, John Hanna was the best there was in college and professional football. Probably Anthony Munoz might be right behind John Hanna. He was a great offensive lineman, played for the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, I tell you what, there was a lot of them. But everybody's looking good today. Blue Wrench Gang, y'all know how to make it the hottest show on the street, hottest show on YouTube, hottest show in the country. I see everybody. I think I said hello to everybody. If I didn't, I'm saying hello now. Y'all looking good. Y'all stay safe. Steven, be careful that dancing. He may sneak over and get you, man. Be careful. I got to get out of here, folks. I love y'all. See y'all later. Bye-bye, everyone.
Appreciate Wagon starting us off here on a Wednesday. We take this call here. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from. You're live on the show, caller.
What's going on, Steve? This is Elijah calling from Jersey.
Elijah, what's going on, man?
Hanging in there. How you been, bro?
Man, I've been good, man. Looking forward to this season. We got about 73 more days. Recruiting news is going like crazy, but you know we got this heat wave here in Alabama. But the good thing is, as June is getting out, July comes in, which means we're a month closer.
Yeah, I feel you. It ain't too bad up here in Jersey. I think we rocking about maybe 70, 71. It's a little chilly outside with a little
I
rain.
envy you right now. I really envy you right now, Elijah.
Yeah, too much of that heat ain't no good for me. But yeah, I was just listening to you, tuning in, and I think you hit a very, very critical point when you said what can basically what's the relationship going to be like, or what can Bryce bring back to Bill O'Brien and things like that. And I think that is going to be the key to this year's offense is balance. I think this offense has to be balanced and be productive when it's balanced. Bryce Young has already, to me, and I'm just a man on the sidelines, but in my opinion, Bryce Young has already won the Heisman. Can he improve on that? Absolutely. But every play this year doesn't have to be a Heisman moment for him. He's already got the Heisman in his back pocket. That's behind him. So now, I think Bill needs to concentrate on making the offense flow. Balance it out. We got a room full of running backs. We got some receivers out there. I mean, some of them are proven, some of them are unproven, but you got to create balance with this offense because everybody knows when everybody knows the quarterback is going to throw, it makes it harder for him to complete passes. So I believe if Bill O'Brien switches it up, keeps defenses off guard, utilizes the running game like he's supposed to, I believe that, Bryce can have a better season this year than he did last year. Because this year, if everybody stay healthy, God willing, that running back room is loaded. Where it's not all the pressure on Bryce. Last year, I felt like when the running backs went down, it was more pressure on Bryce to take control of offense and march them down the field. This year, you got Gibbs back there. He's a playmaker, very explosive guy. You got Roy Dell, you got Chase, you got a lot of guys who can make plays in that backfield. So I think if Bill just creates more balance with the offense instead of putting more pressure on Bryce to get down the field and score touchdowns, I believe this offense can be just as explosive or even more explosive than last year's offense. Let me know what you think, Steve.
Elijah, I agree with you, and that's a great call from Elijah right there. I agree. To me, it's for Bill O'Brien and Bryce Young to have an understanding of we don't have to make every play a big bomb type of play, right? Have the balance, be able to run the football. Because I feel like this offensive line is going to be better this year than what it was last year. So with that being said, you should be able to run the ball a bit more, right? You should be able to run that with a bit more consistency, a bit more dominance, a bit more swagger, a bit more in your face with it. Alabama should be able to run the ball how it wants to. And what's that's going to do, not only is that going to take pressure off of Bryce, but now Bryce can kind of pick and choose his shots. It's almost like 2015 in the second year with Lane Kiffin. The offensive line was that good. Like they opened the holes up and Derrick Henry was able to just pound people at will, which that allowed for Lane Kiffin and Jacob Coker to kind of pick and choose, when do we want to throw this deep ball? When do we want to go off of play action? And you saw when they were able to pick and choose that magic, Lane Kiffin's throwing his hands up like touchdown before it even happened. So it's the same thing here. It's with an expected improved offensive line, you're going to be able to run the football more than what you were able to do it in 2021. Now this gives Bryce and Bill O'Brien a chance to really pick their moments to air that thing out there in terms of the passing game. But definitely agree with Elijah right there. Good call by him. 205-448-1358. Number to call in to let your voice be heard on the show. 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. As you're getting your thoughts collected here, we're going to go to a cool topic, that being one big Phil Mathis, Phidarian Mathis, who has put pen to parchment, pen to paper here on his rookie deal with the Washington Commanders. Big Phil has signed with the franchise. He was drafted by the franchise in the second round of this recent venue at number 47 overall. But Big Phil, whose deal is worth a little over $7 million for 4 years. So Mathis did some good things in the offseason workouts, offseason program. Guys like Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne, former Bama players with the Commanders, they've been talking about how, Phil coming from Bama, he know the expectations, he know how to rock with it, he know how to put his hand in the dirt and get to work. He got that lunch pail mentality coming from Coach Saban here in Tuscaloosa. So they're ready to see Big Phil go to work there with Ron Rivera, Riverboat Ron, and the rest of that Washington program. But happy to see Big Phil sign that contract. But we're going to take a break right now. Callers, if you're still on the line, hold through for the next 10 minutes or call back for the next 10 minutes, because upon our return, we got a big guest coming up in here. And we will bring him in to the WWE off the tightrope wrestling ring when we return to In My Own Words.
You know what we do at the start of the fourth quarter. We throw them foes up. But now you don't have to wait until the fourth quarter. Get your 4-finger bling necklace at WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com. It's the first and only logo that captures the essence of all Crimson Tide players and fans as we represent the legendary Alabama football fourth quarter dominance. Get your 4-finger bling necklace right now at WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com. Get yours today and stun on them haters. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
All right, people, we're back rocking with you from the break of the number one forum for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine on a Wednesday. But right now, we go to the In My Own Words hotline. I told y'all we got a guest prepared to jump off the tightrope. We got 1/3 of the Tasmanian Devil Sack Trio that is about to have me preaching the eulogies, funerals of opposing quarterbacks all season here in the fall. No, I'm not talking about Will Anderson, though Will Anderson's great. I'm not talking about Dallas Turner. We've had Dallas on the show before. We had Dallas on the show this week here. I'm referring to a 5-star who came in the 2020 class by the way of Baltimore, Maryland, St. Francis Academy. Number 41, who's going to do that Courtney Upshaw number some justice. Bring him on into the ring. Chris Braswell is in here. CP, what's going on, big homie?
What's going on? What's good?
I told you, remember how you come out the ring, man. How you feel? You feeling good?
I'm feeling good. How about yourself?
Oh, man. I always get to have Chris Braswell in here, join us live virtually on the show if you're just checking us out here. And so, Chris, first and foremost to you, you have a new NIL partnership, the Players Lounge, with one former Georgia quarterback, Aaron Murray. Kind of talk about how that happened, how that came to be, and just give Bama fans some insight on the Players Lounge.
Yeah, it's definitely a great platform for fans to reach out to, players on the team and connect with them. And, we can go to events, we can connect, talk about, different things off of the field. But basically the opportunity came through me via DM, and we kind of just went from there pretty much.
So, for you, Chris, I know you personally, you're ready to show fans your playing style, your ability, your mentality on the field a lot more. But just to be able to interact with Crimson Tide fans in this way, I mean, how cool is it for you, for the fans, to get to know you beyond beneath the jersey, beneath the helmet?
It's great. Like, I love the Alabama fans. We have a great, great, great. Our fans are like one of the best. So, it's really good to go out there and meet different fans. And, I want them to see, me outside of football. So I'm glad that this is a thing and we're able to do this.
Absolutely. If you're just checking out the show, we got my man Chris Braswell, outside linebacker for your Crimson Tide. Join us right here on In My Own Words. So, Chris, everybody knows about the Terminator, Will Anderson, Mr. Anderson. We know about him. We saw the rise that Dallas Turner took just a season ago as a freshman, but give us a taste of you. Like, what is your game on the field when you get hit by 41? Like, what should people be expecting? What is Chris Braswell's game when he takes that field and he stares at quarterback or that running back and he has them thinking, holy crap, I'm about to die out here? Give us the Chris Braswell taste. What is your game?
Yeah, shout out to those guys, Will Anderson, Dallas Turner. They are great. I just feel like I just bring speed and, a little power to the game. And I love getting to the quarterback, and that's like one of my number one goals. I just love hitting the quarterback and the crowd going wild. So that's gonna be my goal, get to the quarterback. So, but I mean, like I said, I feel like I bring speed, power, got a lot of moves that I've been working on this offseason. So we'll see how it goes.
As a young guy, growing up in Maryland, were there any just edge rushers, speed rushers, whether it was college or the NFL, that you said, I got to take from this guy's game?
I kind of take my game a little bit from Max Crosby, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa. It's a lot of guys out there that I kind of like study. TJ Watt, like there's a lot of pass rushers out there that I kind of take a little bit from what they do, and then I try to implement it into my game.
Okay, so you bring up TJ Watt and Joey Bosa. Just those two freaks. What do you take from those two?
Well, from Joey Bosa, I kind of like the hand swipe or whatnot. And TJ Watt, he does a lot of long arm, or what we call ghost, where you fake the long arm and dip underneath. So I kind of took that a lot from him. And also Von Miller does that as well, too.
When you look back at last season, Chris, I know there was a lot of those close games that the Alabama defense had, some up and down moments, but this season, a lot of veterans back, a lot of experience back, especially defensive coordinator Pete Golding. What's been the expectation that's been laid down this season for this defense? What's the expectation for this year?
Gotta get better. We're gonna get better each and every day, from camp, spring, summer. We're just going to go out there and, like I said, keep getting better and win the Natty. That's the goal.
Win that national championship. Big goal there. Come from Chris Braswell, outside linebacker for your Crimson Tide. Join us right here on the show. I mean, for you, are there any personal goals? I know the team goal is the team goal, win that national championship. But just for you, are there any personal things you have written down for yourself?
My personal goals is just to, get better each and every day and be there for the team. I mean, I'm kind of like selfless. So like, I obviously have personal goals, but like my main goal is just to get out there on the field and contribute and help my teammates as much as I can.
So as many guys defensively ready to get back out there and, do some damage here, are there any defensive players that we may be overlooking that you may say, hey, keep your eyes on this cat right here, circle his name, highlight his number? Any players that I should be on the lookout for real for this year?
The whole defense, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like, it's been wild. Like, everybody's working hard. Everybody's grinding. Everybody's trying to get better. And I'm telling you, watch. Just watch. The fan defense is going to be real. I'm telling you.
So the whole defense. So I want to single out. I want to single out your coach for just a minute here, Pete Golding. What do I need to look forward to with Coach Golding this year in scripting out this insane defense?
I mean, I kind of think you probably might have to ask him that, but we, like I said, as a team, we're grinding, and he's grinding too. Coach Pete out there, he's a great coach. He's definitely dialing up the defense for us to execute, and whatever he puts out, that's what we're gonna execute.
He is Chris Braswell, ladies and gentlemen, outside linebacker for your Crimson Tide, getting himself prepared for this upcoming season in the fall for your Alabama football program. Chris, as always, man, we appreciate you coming on, sharing with us about the Players Lounge, Enjoy that. Do not work too hard out there. There's a giant heat wave going on, so don't push yourself too hard, man.
It's hot out there. I can't wait to get to the AC.
But, man, you take care of yourself, brother. Be good. We appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Roll Tide. Absolutely.
Chris Braswell, outside linebacker for your Crimson Tide. Join us here on In My Own Words. The whole defense. Keep your eyes on the whole defense. I mean, U.S. fans have been waiting for the return of a defense that just makes people go, where's the exit and how fast can I get to it? Is this a defense that has you back, that has opponents back with that mindset? Where's the exit and how fast can I get to it? We're going to go to a break right here, folks, from the show. On Touch That Dab, when we get back, we return to the phone lines. We grab your calls, your thoughts, your chats, your interactions right after this.
Don't touch that dial. Call in right now as we're taking your calls up next on In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith. Brought to you by We Own the Fourth Quarter. Visit WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com now to get your four-finger bling necklace.
This is Chris Rogers, 2009 national champion. You are listening to the baddest, when I say the baddest, sports show in the state of Alabama. In My Own Words, yours truly, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Don't touch that dial.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care. In support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to WhitwellSports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
We're back in, folks, to the action from the break on a Wednesday. Hottest show on the streets, #1 forum for your Bama football news. In my own words, appreciate you guys checking us out right here. Appreciate my man Chris Braswell, Alabama outside linebacker, joining us in that previous segment. But right now, we got your phone calls here, and the phone lines are open, 205-448-1358. Number to call in to let your voice be heard on the show, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. Want to hear from you. That the call segment's brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang. But as you guys are getting your thoughts in right here, I mean, just for me, John, I'm excited to see this entire team. I'm waiting for the season to get here, but just defensively, just want to see that glimpse of a defense that you're not going to be able to run the football on Alabama. You're not going to be able to get a lot of those big chunk plays throwing the football on Alabama. Would like to see some turnovers, some non-offensive touchdowns, if you will. That's what I want to see right there. Some turnovers, some non-offensive touchdowns, a whole bunch of sacks, a whole bunch of stuff in the run game. No running backs getting 100-plus yards rushing on Alabama. Just the glimpse back of that 2011, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2009, 2012. Just some glimpses there of those defenses that came through previously, those defenses that came through prior, because you never want to be that group, John, to drop the baton, right? You never want to be that group to let the standard fall there. You never want to be that group. And it's almost like you're running track and field, right? When you're doing a 4x100 meter relay or a 4x4 100-meter relay, and you got a person that's already out the gate starting fast, and they give you the baton, you don't want to feel like I'm letting my teammate down, because my teammate didn't work his tail off to give me this huge lead, and all I gotta do is hold on to it, and I get the baton, and I either drop the baton or I'm just going slow out of the gate, and I allow the competition to catch back up and eat the lead down. You don't want to see that happen. So that's the same thing here with the Alabama defense, is when you've seen defenses before you lay down the law and show what it is to play on that side of the ball for Alabama, you just do not want to have that baton drop. But we got a super chat right now to get to. We got my man, we got Tamika Craig. We got Tamika Craig in here with that $9.99. The super chats. Appreciate Tamika Craig as Dancing Stevens getting his thing going on right now on the desk. So right now we go to the phone lines. I'm gonna take this call here. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Yes, sir, Stephen M. I see you dancing up there.
Appreciate it, Will. We got my man William from Iowa. What's going on, my man?
Man, I tell you what, that's something else, man. I like that. That's a great that's a great Terry emoji or whatever you call that. That's great. Just trying to stay cool.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a very cool addition here to the show. Shouts out to the man John Ivory for making Dancing Steven happen right here for you, the fans, and I myself included. Also, shouts out to Artie AR3D. So Artie AR3D also made this happen as well. So everybody pitching in, finding different ways to make the show fun and entertaining. But you staying cool out there, Will, despite the heat wave?
Doing as much as I can anyway, Stephen. It's I'll tell you, we had a few days there that we had some dangerous heat advisory going on up here, and that's odd for up here. But anyway, I wanted to ask you about our O-line there. Do you see a leader on the O-line that would really stand out to make sure that everybody does their job on that line? Do you see anyone like that?
All right, so a leader on the O-line, I think Tyler Steen could be that leader. I think Seth McLaughlin's that leader, though. I mean, because Coach Saban talked about Seth being tough guy, hard-nosed, physical, leader, holds everybody kind of in check and holds everybody together. Now, he's not the biggest guy on the O-line, McLaughlin's not, but he's got the mentality of holding everybody in check. So I think the leader right now, I would pencil that in as Seth McLaughlin from that center position.
Oh, okay. Good deal. I'm anxious to see that there. I think that was one thing that we was lacking last year, too. I mean, we didn't really have a leader there. So, anyway, appreciate your thoughts on that there, and roll tide as always.
Absolutely. Appreciate my man William from Iowa for that call there. We take this call. You're live on the show. What's going on? How are you feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hi, Stephen. Bill from New York. You're a good dancer, man.
hey, Bill, I do okay. Now, I'm going to judge myself, Bill, by the wedding reception. That's what I'm going to judge myself off of.
Oh, look, you got it going on. It's going to be fine. You know, what you were talking about before with Bryce, I don't think we need him to win the Heisman. And I even doubt if he really cares so much. You know, it's so much is up to the offensive line. You know, in the NFL, yards per carry for a running back, right? You get 5 yards per carry, you're great. If you had 5 yards per passing attempt, you'd be out of the league. and it's getting the same way in college. It's turning into more and more of a passing game. I'm going to do the stats before the season starts, but what I'm saying, now we have speed at running back. We lacked that last year. Now we have speed and power at running back, and I think that's going to take some heat off Bryce. I don't want him to have to run as much. You know what I mean? In the playoffs, anything goes. But I'd rather, like the guy, I'd rather keep him in condition, and the run will help that. But we have to block. You know what I mean? We have to block, and we have to stop their run in order to, like, get more possession time. That's all I got, Steven. You know what I mean? I don't care about him. You know, I'd like to see Will Anderson win the Heisman. You know what I mean? I'd like to see him stay healthy. I think he should have been in contention last year, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, great show. Keep on dancing.
Appreciate my man Bill for calling in right there. Bill from New York with that call. And just going back to something that William mentioned about the offensive line, I just look at last year, it was a mixture of, was it Doug Marrone not truly understanding the personnel, or was it the wrong guys in the wrong spots? I look at a mixture of both of those things happening, because when you could not understand who should play center until the second half of the Iron Bowl, that's a problem. When you're not understanding the right tackle position, that's a problem. So now that those two things have been solved, with McLaughlin being the guy at center, and I think right tackle J.C. Latham's your man. He's ready. It's his time. He's your man at right tackle. At left tackle, your guy is going to be Tyler Steen. And I think Eric Wolford, for as much pressure as he may be under in trying to have a bounce-back performance from this group, I think he's built for it. I think if you can take Kentucky and be a Joe Moore finalist with Kentucky, then you can come to Alabama with the plethora of talent that's in Tuscaloosa and take this offensive line and be a Joe Moore Award finalist with this group right here. So that's just my 2 cents there on that. But appreciate those calls that come from my man William from Iowa and Bill from New York. But we go to a topic here, and this is, boy, the NFL gift that keeps on giving. Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa. Tyreek Hill has been backing his new quarterback Tua and his new place in Miami ever since he got to the Dolphins. The Dolphins paying out the big money to get him from the Kansas City Chiefs. And I don't blame Tyreek Hill. I don't blame Tyreek one bit. I mean, you got to represent your new quarterback. You got to have Tua's back. You got to have your boys back. You got to do that. So I am no means against Tyreek Hill. I mean, he talked about on his podcast, it needed to be said. Really cool podcast, by the way. He mentioned that, Patrick Mahomes' strongest arm out there. True. But he said when it comes down to accuracy, I got to give it up to Tua on that. And everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And that's Tyreek Hill's opinion. He's entitled to it. And he's played with Patrick Mahomes. He's been in practices with Tua. So if he's been in practice with Tua, he's seen the ball come off of Tua's hand, then Tua must be doing something to give Tyreek the confidence to say what he said. I mean, if Tua was out there just throwing ducks out there, I don't think Tyreek says anything close to what he's saying. So because Tyreek Hill is giving this vote of confidence for Tua, there is something that Tagovailoa is doing out there in OTAs, in mandatory minicamp, prior to training camp. There's something Tua has to be doing that's got Tyreek going. Oh, yeah. Tua, yeah. What, accurate? Yeah. More accurate than Pat Mahomes, yeah. And I get it. You've got the Stephen A. Smiths out there and trying to get Tyreek Hill to stay off the weed or whatever. You got the Shannon Sharps out there making their comments, but this just has fuel for this upcoming season. I'm just so ready for Tua to clap back and snap on everybody. I'm just ready for Tua to snap on everybody. Tua snaps on everybody, then this entire offseason has been worth it. Totally worth it. He snaps on everybody. But gotta give you gotta give Tyreek Hill the props there for riding with his quarterback in a new season and a new team and in a new year. But we take a break right here, folks, on the show. Don't touch that dial. When we return, we dive into, could Alabama have multiple players in New York City to represent it for the Heisman Trophy in the coming season? We'll talk about it after this.
If you're an avid Alabama Crimson Tide fan and you love to flaunt it, then show your Alabama Crimson Tide support by grabbing the All Bama sneakers. They feature bold Crimson Tide graphics, so no one will be able to question where your allegiance lies. When you add these sweet sneakers to your Alabama Crimson Tide collection, go to stsfootwear.com and use the code TDAlabama for $15 off your purchase. That's code TDAlabama for $15 off your purchase. Go to stsfootwear.com and get your All Bama sneakers today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're back into the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets, talking your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine on a Wednesday hump day. And before we get into the final topic of conversation, got to remind you of TDAwear.com. That's TDAwear.com. So for all of you ready to get your swagger, sauce, drip, clothing, cultural, fashion needs right now, check us out here, TDAwear.com. It's TDAwear.com. Get yourself set up with your gear right now, whether that's to start summer workouts, whether that's for the fall camp, whether that's for the 2022 Alabama football season. Get your gear today. Show that support for your favorite team. Cheer on your favorite team with your gear on. TDAwear.com. Link in the description. TDAwear.com. Continue to show that support for Coach Saban, the University of Alabama, the student athletes, and us here at TDA. Gotta shout out Mechanic one time. Let's hear Mechanic. Is that 50? Mechanic with that 50-03 in the super chats. Appreciate the love there from Mechanic. And there goes Dancing Steve in the daily super chat goal of $75 has been met. Appreciate the love from all of you as Mechanic rounds out that goal there with that 50-03. But right now, we get into a conversation on does Alabama take over New York City this season when it comes to the Heisman Trophy presentation, Heisman Trophy finalist. And this could be another big thing for Coach Saban, because last year Alabama was robbed of having at least two Heisman finalists in New York City. I mean, I know Michigan's Aiden Hutchinson was there, but come on. Come on, people. Well, we all know Will Anderson was supposed to have been in New York City just a season ago. We all know this. Will was supposed to have been there. So after getting snubbed of that, being robbed of that just a season ago, does Nick Saban have that season where he gets those multiple, at least two, but several Bama players in New York for the Heisman Trophy presentation? And I think this is going to be a unique year for Alabama where that could definitely happen. And the reason why Bryce Young, he doesn't need the Heisman, like you guys have said. He doesn't need it, right? He's already gotten it once. Doesn't need it, right? But for just the opportunity to be the first player since Archie Griffin, Ohio State, 1974 and 1975, to win that award twice. For Bryce Young to get the Heisman twice, like, for Coach Saban, that being like, yo, you want to be a quarterback? Come to Alabama. Like, we got a guy that's won the Heisman twice. Not once, 2 times. He's gotten that sucker twice. So, Bryce Young, a chance to repeat for, to retain the crown, keep hold on the crown. Because I feel like his numbers this year going to be even better than the numbers last year. The numbers last year were single-season school record numbers. 4,872 passing yards, 47 touchdown passes, 50 total touchdowns. I think his numbers this year have a chance to be even better. But not just Bryce here. Will Anderson will be in New York here for this Heisman. I think if Will has the same production he had a season ago, maybe add 3 more sacks and get the 20 sacks. If he gets 20 and a half sacks, 34 and a half tackles for loss, has 100 plus tackles. But if he gets a couple of touchdowns with it, a pick 6, fumble return for a touchdown. Let's say Alabama runs the heavy package on offense and they put Will Anderson at fullback and they throw a touchdown pass to Will like they did with, Daron Payne. That'd be killer. That'd be sick if Nick Saban did that. Goal line package, have Will Anderson out there, and Will just runs a little route to the end zone. Bryce Young rolls out of the pocket, floats a little pass out there. Will Anderson catches that touchdown. He has a couple of touchdowns on his resume. Definitely Will Anderson in New York there for the Heisman. But I think the third name that will be in there, Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Jahmyr Gibbs, his skill set should put him in New York for a Heisman opportunity. What he can do speed-wise, explosiveness, dynamic, electric element as a running back, what he can do between the tackles, what he can do in the open space against the second and third levels of a defense, what he can do as a receiver in the pass catching, in the passing game, what he can do on special teams as a kickoff returner. All of these different elements, Jahmyr Gibbs, that skill set, he should be in the Heisman conversation. Because all-purpose-wise, he's going to have over 1,000 yards. He should have over 1,000 yards, all-purpose-wise, as a back, as a receiver, and as a return man. So I think Jahmyr Gibbs should be in there. But then there's a few dark horse guys, a few dark horse candidates for Alabama that if the ball just bounces their way, if they could put together some real big highlight moments, they have a chance to somehow maybe sneak their way to New York. One of those guys is Jace McClellan. Going back to all-purpose, he's working with Brad Lester's Speed Genius Factory out there in Atlanta, Georgia. If Jace can stay healthy and put together an all-purpose year where maybe he's got, 500-600 yards rushing, 300 to 400 yards receiving, 300 to 400, 500 kickoff return yards, somewhere, those numbers. You throw in 10, 12 touchdowns with that, all-purpose. He could be a little bit of a dark horse. Maybe he could slide his way in there, sneak his way in there. Doesn't say he gets there, but maybe he's a dark horse. Jermaine Burton, kind of the same thing. Jermaine Burton has a year where, he's a 1,000-yard guy, wide receiver. He gets you, between 9 and 12, 13 touchdown receptions. He may slide his way in there. Burton could slide his way in there possibly. Tyler Harrell, the speed demon he is. Coming over from Louisville. He has a year where, he pops off. As a wide receiver. He pops off on special teams if he's used there. He could be a guy that may sneak in there. Slide in there for that Heisman consideration. So those would be my 3 dark horses. McClellan, Burton, Harrell. But Young, Anderson, Gibbs, those would be 3 that if Alabama can have multiple guys in New York for the Heisman, those would be the 3 that I would pencil those 3 in there. I would write those 3 down. Just because of all the opportunities that they're going to have in this upcoming campaign. But the good thing about all of this is, you as an Alabama fan, Alabama's known for just popping players out that you never thought would pop. So who knows who could be the player for the Crimson Tide that could pop out of nowhere and grab that Heisman chance. But as always, folks, you want the best in news, notes, information, entertainment on your favorite program. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Google Play, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. If the good and gracious Lord sees fit, I'll try to be back on Friday, continuing the conversation that is Bama football. Remember, Tide fans, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link will be found in the description. If you're trying to get the fresh edition, print edition of TDA the magazine, you go to touchdownalabama.com, click join, become a member or a subscriber today. That link in the description also. If you're trying to get the 4-finger bling necklace, 4-finger bling jewelry, courtesy of our guys at weownthefourthquarter.com. That's weownthefourthquarter.com. That link in the description as well. Guys, shout out my man Chris Braswell, Alabama outside linebacker, doing his thing. Coming on the show, talking about his NIL partnership with the Players Lounge and the expectations that this Bama defense has for the upcoming season. Guys, shout out you, the Crimson Tide fans, for your calls, for your chats, for your donations, for your love and your appreciation of the show. Also, guys, shout out my man John Iver in the production studio doing his thing. And until next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing. To not be bored, going for the summer, and stay cool. Get you those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself, you protect the loved ones around you. Until next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.